Great day, Kendra. So, I was sitting here shuffling cards, not with the intentions of recording, but all of the cards that came out actually came out. A lot of cards came out, so it made me feel like that this is some energy that needs to be viewed and shared. So I decided to record. So I want to take the time to acknowledge and thank the divine forces that are present, guiding and providing protection in this space as I listen for clear and concise messages for the kindred. Any unwelcome energy shall not interrupt, disrupt, or disturb our environment of peace. Amen and Ashe. So the first card says shift in perspective. Circle of life, bridge of dreams, divine embrace, heart contract, gateway of awakening, astral compass, Akashic records, universal harmony, trust the timing. So, shift in perspective, which I feel like this is the overall energy. You have to shift the perspective. It says view life from a higher perspective to discover hidden harmony and meaning. Circle of life. Every phase of life has its purpose. Embrace the rhythm of cycles to find peace and insight. Circle of life. I feel like this is the wheel of fortune, or this, like the cyclical nature of life. Bridge of dreams. Dreams are a bridge to your soul's depths. Cross it to uncover your truest desires and directions. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't show y'all that one, but this one is divine embrace. Open yourself to the universe's loving embrace. Let its healing energy restore your spirit and guide you to a place of peace and renewal. And then this says heart contract. Your soul shares a unique contract with another. Treasure this rare connection. Then we have gateway of an awakening. A new path is unfolding. Step through this gateway to expand your consciousness and awaken to higher truths. Astral compass. The stars form a celestial compass that guides you. Follow its light to navigate your soul's journey with clarity. Akashic records. Connect with the Akashic records to uncover the eternal wisdom of your soul. Here lies every answer and the direction you seek. Universal harmony. When you find harmony within the universe, resonates with you, creating miracles, calm, and peace. And then trust the timing. Time is the universe's ally. Trust its flow, and everything will fall into place. So, this is divine timing. And it's up under heart contract. So the key words that's at the bottom of these cards that stood out to me is someone's perspective has shifted to spiritual elevation. And spiritual elevation is on this card, and spiritual awakening is on the card up under it. So to me, the tables or the wheel, the circle of life, the cycle of life has shifted in somebody's life where they're now on a spiritual awakening journey. And they are tapping into their destiny of North Node, because True North is on this card, which is what stood out to me as I was reading the, I don't want to say advice, but just the inspirational message. So they're on their destiny to their North Node, elevating, releasing old patterns, karmic cycles, learning karmic lessons, moving forward. They're moving on to following their dreams, but they're also being nudged to access their Akashic records to know what their soul's path has been throughout the journey of their soul. The divine embrace and the universal harmony is calling for this person to embrace their spirituality and harmonize with it, which will help them embrace all of the aspects of spirituality. People tend to want to feel like spirituality and religion are opposites, or people want to feel like that if you're embracing spirituality, you don't believe in God, you don't believe in Christ and things of that nature. And that's not so. They're both together. Like it's all intertwined. It's all intertwined. It's nothing separate about it. But it seems to be pitted against each other a lot for some reason. So this heart contract, it is the way I'm feeling that it is that it's the soul contract that you have, which is a divine contract. Two souls came here for a specific reason, a specific purpose, a divine purpose. And they are coming together or being divinely guided towards each other so that they can fulfill their mission. And trust the timing is the divine timing. So the divine timing of these two being guided together, divinely placed on the same path, is needing to be acknowledged. I think it's being overlooked by one of them. One of the people know it and the other person doesn't, or hasn't resonated with them yet. So anyhow, hear this voice again. Comes. My voice keeps going in and out, and I'm unsure why it keeps doing it. But so actually, this is some beautiful, beautiful energy, because you do have to shift your perspective. You can't keep living with the same mindset that you had before you began awakening spiritually. You can't live in that same place that you were living in the past, like with the spirit of scarcity, or the spirit of lack, or the spirit of victimhood, like mindsets. Those are low mindsets, and those are the mindsets of a human being living life on a regular basis, and it's what they're used to. It's like a go-to. So that's why the shift in perspective is out here, because you have to shift to a higher perspective. As you elevate spiritually, your mindset elevates also, your perspectives shift also, which is people that tell you God, trust in God, wait on God. It's the same thing. Trust in God, knowing that God is not wanting you to stay in a mindset of lack and scarcity and fear and doubt. Those are not places that God will want you to be in, no matter what the situation is. So I wanted to clarify this spread with these cards. They're called Soul Truth Awareness. And they have a question on one side, and then on the other side, they have a message and a mantra or an soul action you could take. And this first on the very top is actually, am I letting fear stop me? After I literally just said fear or doubt. So when I shuffle, whatever comes out, whatever questions that we come across are the questions that we're going to discuss, or the soul actions or mantras or things that'll help you in shifting your perspective, in embracing divine timing, embracing your spirituality, embracing elevation, embracing divine harmony, embracing divine love, embodying divine love is the goal in spiritual awareness, a spiritual awakening, spiritual growth, expansion, elevation. Embodying divine love is the goal. Sometimes you might get stuck at a level where something may catch your attention outside of you while you're elevating, and then it may veer you to be somewhere else. But as long as you're healing the negativity or healing the lower mindsets, you're constantly ascending, constantly elevating, constantly growing, constantly expanding. Your spirit is expanding. Whew. Ooh. I feel it. So let's see. Okay, so this one flipped over, so we're going to take that one. That one popped out. We're going to take that one. That's 3. I don't know, maybe 4, 5, since it's 5 stacks, even though it's 10 out here. But honestly, however many come out, that's how many we're gonna take. So far it's only 3. And I usually shuffle 2 times. And then if nothing else comes out, then that's it. But, and this deck the other deck that I pulled from, or shuffled from, is called Soul Contract deck. Okay, nothing else came out. So we only got 3 questions. What's at the bottom of the deck? I may go back to that one. So the first question is, what excuses am I making right now? So it says, no more waiting. There will never be a good enough time. The time is now. Excuse me. Today's soul action. If it's important enough to you, you will find a way. Today, make a decision and do it, even if you don't feel ready. Listen to your heart. You will be led. The time is now. For the past week, that's all I've been hearing, is that all that matters is now. It doesn't matter. The past doesn't matter. The future doesn't matter. What matters is right now, the moment that you're in right now. Like right now, I'm in this moment on this table discussing the spiritual elevation and awakening of somebody. So right now is all that matters. And I was sitting and thinking on the time is now a few days ago, and it dawned on me, like, we spend a lot of time in our mind focusing on what we're seeing, focusing on the past, focusing on what we got to get to in the future, instead of sitting in that moment of now, or real time, as if that's a term that will make it seem simpler. Because even 2 minutes ago is the past. You're supposed to always be looking forward. Look forward. Don't look back, but remain rooted in your present, because the present is where you're at now. It's where you're making your dreams come true, like, or your dreams have come to you, and you're waiting and anticipating on the next step, or you're making headway to the next step. But just remember to remain grounded in the present, not in the future. Because even like in the future, when you start thinking like, okay, you start making moves to go towards the dream that has come to you, but then things start getting in the way, and then you start losing sight of what you were working on, or where you were headed. Or when that happens, just stand still and root yourself in the now. Root yourself in the moment that you're in. Take some breaths. Get your mind circled back to the peace that's going to help you move forward. Like, you don't want to start bringing in chaos with your mindset. Just keep your peace. Keep your heart at peace. Even when it looks bleak, you got to stay rooted in the peace of your spirit. Oh, I feel like this is some heavy, heavy energy. So after I just said that, look, this is what the next question is. What passion am I ready to pursue? Your passions will continually lead you to your purpose. What passions have you put to the side, given up on, or buried? What passion is ready to come alive in you? And today's soul action is write a list of the passions to which you want to give life right now. Then journal how you can incorporate more of what you are passionate about into your daily life. Trust your soul's whispering and let your passions draw you towards your dream life. So, the journaling is an example of, I said, to breathe and root yourself in the moment. And in the moment, if you feel like things are becoming hectic or the steps you're making is hectic, or just take a breath and journal. You can journal also. Journal how you're feeling, journal what you're thinking, journal the things that you see. And I'm going to use this as an example with what I was saying prior. Okay, so you realize whatever your dream is, and you have become passionate about it. And so you start explaining it to people that's close to you, because you're thinking they're going to be supportive of you and be willing to help you, do anything to help you on your path. But then you start seeing they're really not going to help you. They're not going to be supportive. And so that may start making you feel some type of way. And then now that energy is festering and growing and festering and growing and festering and growing. And then that will make you like venture off your path. It'll make you start, well, maybe I'm not supposed to do this, and blah, 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 stuff like that. So that's why I was saying in that moment, you just stop, breathe, ground yourself in your passion, in your dream, in the direction you want to go. And then journal to help you get your focus back. I'm not going to say get back on track. Get your focus back. Start journaling. Because you will find that when you're ready to do something, when you're ready to move forward on something, other people is not on that same path. They're not on that same level. They're not, they're not where you are. And especially when you spiritually awaken, the people that's around you, they're not on that same awakening journey. Like they're not awakening at the same time. It's not to say that they may not awaken. They're just not awakened in the same moment that you're awakened. So that is nice. That's some nice energy. That's some nice energy to be in. To be following your dream and knowing where you're going. But the one thing I just heard is just have fun. Have fun while you're moving forward. Just have fun. Enjoy it. Enjoy the unfolding of what's coming. So the last question is, am I afraid to be seen? So it says, the world doesn't want you to hold back any longer. Time to shine your unique light on the world. You were made from love, and from love, you are whole. There is no more hiding. There is no more shame. There is only truth. Live naked and free. So the soul action is, what parts of me do I hide so I can be socially accepted and fit in? Am I being authentic? Do I allow myself to be all of me? What do I need to feel so I can be safe to be seen? So, positively, being afraid to be seen. Sometimes people don't feel as though things they want to share will be accepted by the mass majority of people. So it keeps them wanting to keep themselves hidden, keeps them from being authentically themselves and walking in truth, being free. Free to be themselves, free to speak what's inside of them that they know needs to come out, that needs to be shared, because somebody in the world needs to hear it. Somebody in the world may need that message in that moment. Like, you never know. There's people who stay in the background. So this is what I'm envisioning. So like people that get on YouTube and watch people's videos, they may never comment. They might not even be a subscriber to your channel. They just may have ran across your message. They may not comment, but they watch you because something in your messages, something in whatever you're saying, they need in that moment, because you never know what's in a person's heart. But Spirit knows. Spirit knows that it's somebody out there sitting in fear, somebody out there sitting in doubt that needs to hear your words, someone out there sitting in, I don't want to say confusion, because what I just heard was when people are spiritually awakening and they're on their own, not confused about what's happening, but unsure, uncertain is the word, uncertain about what's happening. So then they may feel like they don't have anybody to discuss their what they're acquiring, the information, the everything, if depending on how they're receiving messages or so they may run across your video and it'll uplift them. It'll let them know it's a divine message for them in that moment. because it'll resonate with them. And then they'll keep on their path. It'll keep them from walking away from the path, or being afraid of the path, or feeling awkward about it because the other people around them is not awakening in the same moment as them, like I said before. So that's the example of, you never know who needs to hear from you. You never know who needs to feel the love that you have for people. You never know who needs love, because you never know what people are really and truly thinking and feeling. It doesn't matter what they tell you on the outside. It doesn't matter how they act in situations. You never know what's deeply, deeply embedded in people's hearts and in people's minds. And that's not a negative thing. It's just, I'm just saying it in the sense of, you can think somebody is extremely happy because they're quoting Bible verses and they're around people that is, quoting Bible verses and on the same level as them or whatever. But then the things that's deeply rooted in their hearts, they're not speaking on. They're just in an environment. So that just made me think about this. Am I afraid to be seen? Because with them not really sharing what's deeply embedded, makes them feel afraid to be seen. It makes them feel afraid to genuinely express themselves because of guilt. They'll start feeling like what they're feeling or what they feel like they're going through is no one can relate to. And those projections is what keeps people not surrendering to their spirit, or not surrendering to God fully, because you're afraid that people would think less of you if you show who you truly are. But just know, always be true to yourself. Always. So I hope this resonated, and I'm saying goodbye, and I will see you on the next one. You have a good day, Kendrick.